What is up, everyone? Welcome to the EiEi Podcast, episode 7, I believe. Someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Today we got 2 topics on the plate today. We're going to be discussing the goalposts in Monkey Ball, along with the recent TGS rumors and debacle with what's happening with the next Monkey Ball game. Of course, I can't do this by myself. I'm Jeff Compass, and I'm joined by the following. Please introduce yourself. I got some lovely people here.
All right, my name is GregCubed. I am the runner of Super Monkey Tweets. Wait. No, I'm just.
Are you having a fist fight?
That's all I have to say on that.
I'm Jonii. I run the YouTube channel GregCubed.
Yes, you do.
I'm Ninjastar Compass. I run the YouTube channel Jonii. You may know me from my famous video on Miss Pac-Man.
I'm Pixel Pursuit, and I run the YouTube channel Pixel Pursuit.
Daring today, aren't
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'm William, and I run Nick Robinson's YouTube channel.
And we have a special guest with us today.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I don't run Super Monkey Tweets. So I do dumb things on Super Monkey Tweets. I also have a YouTube channel called VZKO, and I usually upload short film stuff. I think I only have like 2 things on that channel, but I'm working on like a really long form Super Monkey Ball 2 video on why it's the greatest thing to ever grace the planet. So that's me.
All right.
Damn
That
right.
is everyone. We got a pretty packed crowd today, so I guess we can just jump right to it. We were going to talk about the goals first, I believe.
That's it.
I don't know how you guys want to start that.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like this is difficult. So many of the goals look extremely similar. Like,
There's
That's
not
true.
a ton to say about a lot
But
of
they're
these.
not
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Do
and that's
we
why
wanna like go over each game in chronological order, or do we want to each give our ranking?
Let's do a
we
tier
should
list.
do chronological. Like we'll do a
Okay.
tier list, but we'll do it chronologically.
Okay. So
Sure.
what are the tiers going to be?
We'll go from like A to D tier. Like there shouldn't be too much. There's not that much.
Oh,
variety.
okay.
And
That
then
works.
below D tier is Banana Blitz tier. Okay, got it.
As always. So the first game is Super Monkey Ball, the first one. And I worst. I hate that game. I think that the first Super Monkey Ball, like, it sort of just already like establishes the very iconic looking goal, and while it doesn't go as far as the sequel, it does. Depending on the level theme, it has a good amount of variation, which I did not realize until Greg pointed it out to me. But yeah, I think it's really colorful. It's really fun. I don't know. I would rank it probably an A.
yeah, I would probably agree with that. The thing that I like about the original Monkey Ball goal, as well as some of the others, is that you can sort of like bump off of the top, and it sort of makes it more of an interactable object, as opposed to just like a hoop that you go through. And like you need to have a certain amount of speed to break the tape to actually go through it and stuff. It's just got a bit more variation than some of the others.
I actually, yeah, I would agree with that. A lot of the later games, especially, it's just there. It's like, oh, it's a portal. You just go through it, whatever. But
Yeah.
I feel like having the extra like sort of challenge of the tape, because on some levels it's like you approach it and you're going really slow, so it's like, no, you got to break it. I like that. It's fun.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what sucks about these though is like they're sometimes like really glitchy. I guess we could like put a clip in. There's like sometimes you'll swear you go through it and then you'll just like clip through, or vice versa. It doesn't look like you even touched it, and it counts. So there was always like a margin of error with these that never really made sense to me. But you know, they're classic. It's you know
Always like
the best way to do it for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying than just blazing through that tape, you know.
I do like how like the Pokeball is affected by like the physics, so like when you tilt the stage, like the Pokeball moves around and stuff.
Oh, that's
And
a
how like
super
when you
cute
go in, the
touch.
Pokeball explodes, and it's like, woo, you did it, kind of thing. Like the
Yeah.
confetti, I always like that.
I mean, the ball can also like screw you over, and just like you could bounce off of it. So I mean, there were some issues with it, despite it
I
being
mean,
a
Monkey Ball
classic.
1, that's not as much of an issue.
I think the thing is with it, it just goes to show the amount of character they put into this game, because there was obviously so much thought going into such like a detail that nobody's really going to notice, apart from us apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you've either seen, because yeah, Pixel, you pointed out, you've either seen like, you know, like when you have a friend, you just like show the Monkey Ball the first time they think they're done, just because they touched the goal tape, but like they actually don't, for whatever reason, like they're always like going around the goalpost and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of
I've
thing.
had
And then-
friends that oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm cutting you off, but I've had friends
Oh no,
that
no, you're good.
they hit like the side of it and they're like, why didn't I win? I'm like, you're hitting the literal post. You have to go through the tape, fam.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Like even the tape, like they'll go really slow and they don't know why it's not breaking, and I'm just like, oh yeah, physics.
It happened to me the first time. I was like trying to push forward and it was pushing me back.
Yeah, and it's like you said, Pixel, like in some stages it feels like an obstacle sometimes just to even get through it. Like it's
Yeah,
used to,
exactly, yeah.
like hit you out. Like if you're not careful enough, yeah, it has like an actual negative to it. So yeah, I really like it. If there's like a design that they could have started with, I'm glad it was that.
Definitely.
We all agree on A tier, is what I've
I
gathered.
believe so.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Okay, so Super Monkey Ball 2.
I mean, this,
I
this is
think-
just exactly the same, apart from it changes a bit more with the themes. Is that right? Like it's got more decorations on it.
Well,
Depending
hey,
on
the
level.
most important part about
think
it
so.
is it has no, actually, I don't see any differences. I was trying to see something, and then I
Something
didn't.
minor.
Actually, I have an argument. I have an argument why 2 is A tier and 1 is S tier. All right, now hear me out. 2 doesn't have the goth version from Super Monkey Ball 1 in the Storm World. So already, egg down. The goth goal is the best goal in the franchise, and you can't convince me otherwise.
I'm a pretty big fan of the washing machine goal myself, but I mean,
If we're talking about just pure like aesthetics, Monkey Ball 2 is obviously superior, but if you think about it, like the way it's used in the levels, you could argue it's worse because in Monkey Ball 2 you're often bouncing around a lot more. You have more opportunities to like hit the Pokeball and fall off.
that's true. I feel like Monkey Ball 2, I've had more like end of level experiences where I'm at the goal and I still manage to fail. Like Monkey Ball 1, it's very much the one example I can think of is like, no, it's not Expert 7. It's like, it's floor 15 from Advance because at the very end you have the very
my God.
thin.
I know the
Oh my
exact
God.
level.
You have the very thin margin.
Giving me PTSD.
But yeah, I think Monkey Ball 2, aesthetically, it's just a lot more varied. Like I mentioned, I really like the theme for the washing machine world in particular, but I think all of them look really good. It's obviously not super far off because the base design of the goal is the same. It's just that 2, I think, goes a little bit further with the variations.
Yeah.
Yeah, another detail with these goals is the fact that you can actually see the timer on them, which is a little bit weird because you're obviously never going to look at that when you've got the hood. Like, so that's maybe a little bit of a pointless detail, but still cool.
Yeah, I always forget that it's even there, but it's like one of those little details that they add to the game that I really like the
Yeah.
Dole logos on the bananas.
Like you don't realize the minimap's gone until you play anything like after 2, and you're just like, oh, great. Now I can't
That's
use
honestly
that.
like a lot of features. In the games after 2, it's just like a lot of features that you would take for granted are just gone, and it's like, oh, okay.
Like, thanks, Sega.
Or like the mini-maps 3D and all that. So I really like that kind of detail that they add, like the timer
For
on
sure.
the
Yeah,
goal.
and the map can actually be really helpful as well with when you're doing levels where you need to like drop down onto platforms.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Are we in agreement for A, or does anyone want to argue it for B tier?
Nah, it's definitely an A, surely.
Yeah, definitely A.
Yeah, definitely A.
For sure.
No goth post, B.
Greg, the
Monkey
voice
Ball
of reason.
Junior.
For real.
So Monkey Ball Junior, again, this is pretty much exactly the same, but this one doesn't change with the level themes. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't think it even changes color, does it?
Monkey Ball Junior is almost kind of cute because how little poly it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
like
a
that.
circle. It's like got rough edges. That's pretty cool.
I think it's a pretty like lovingly crafted facsimile of the first two games, and what I really like about it is that they go so far as to sort of recreate the LED screen look of the numbers counting down on it, which is like
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
detail where
they're
if you're
totally
making a handheld-
unnecessary.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
making a
yeah.
simplified handheld game, you don't need that. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's on the Game Boy Advance. Like they could have probably have saved some room on the cartridge by not putting that there, but they did it anyway. Just
absolutely.
goes to show how faithful they were when making that.
It's
Definitely.
impressive that they even got that to work.
Exactly.
One thing I
Yeah.
do have to point out is that Monkey Ball Juniors does lack the putty ball.
0 out of 10.
So that
Yeah.
is not
B
B
tier.
makes me feel like it needs to be like B tier.
I would
Yeah,
definitely give
I
it
do.
a B.
It's still the same goal. It's just like it's just not quite as good. That's not necessarily Junior's fault, but it is still worse.
The
Yeah.
devs are just watching this right now, just shaking the screen, and they're just like, "We tried to put the ball in there.
We couldn't
tried."
do it.
Back to the execution room with you.
Not even the warp gold are different colors, which I always found to be a bit odd.
I do really like the idea that they tried to render the party ball on the Game Boy Advance, and their like dev unit like caught fire.
Just like the computer just spontaneously combust into flames. Just like-
They managed to make all of these complicated levels, but they just can't handle that ball.
Exactly, it's just too much.
Mr. Sega's gonna be pissed when he hears about this.
You know which console was capable of hand. I don't want to get too far ahead of us. Are we all in agreement on B tier?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but do you know what console
Actually,
is?
wait. I believe Junior has the goth post. So, hey, I think does it change? Does it change based on the location?
It doesn't
has-
change
it
based
has
on
one.
location.
Oh,
It's still it's
okay,
a
never
playable
mind.
game.
Never mind.
That's
B.
enough.
B.
So Engage does have the putty ball, which you might initially think, oh, this must be better then, but it's actually not better. As someone who has played Engage, I can tell you, although it having the putty ball is cool, the timer is like a weird font. I don't know if you can see it on the image I posted, but like it's not the normal font. It's like 5 pixels. You can't see it, but it's
So
almost
it's
like an Arial font. It also the time. I don't know. I think you can see it in one of the speedruns I did, but like the timer, like the texture will glitch out on the timer and stuff. And if you go too fast, you can glitch for the goal real easily. So it's actually it doesn't even work. So
They went all in on the party ball.
Is there any way that Engage is better than Junior?
no.
Pretty much just
Fair
the
enough.
party ball.
Unless you count the putty ball existing.
The N-Gage is triple S tier.
Not even just the goal, just like as a game and a console.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
The lower frame rate keeps you on your toes.
You have to relearn Monkey Ball.
Sharper.
It's a new experience.
So
Yeah,
I think Engage is a solid D tier, and I think that's pretty like obvious.
The 6 FPS really makes you feel at home.
If anyone's willing to
Feels like
the
you are
vote
in
for
the
it
ball.
not being in D tier, then go ahead. But I think it's D tier.
So
I would-
what is the text across the banner on it?
Oh, it's supposed
Like
to
any-
be the number, like the
It's
time,
supposed to be
but it's
time.
written in really small
Oh,
font.
it's so like
It's so
that
low
picture is about as
resolution.
close as you can get to it, and you can't make anything out on it. Just
The
chicken
text-
scratch.
Like, I also
Right,
mentioned, like I mentioned earlier, the text will like the texture on the goal will glitch out. Like it won't even display the time sometimes. Like, it's
That's
just
funny.
Metaphor. It's supposed
Classic
to mean that
Engage.
time is fleeting.
It's symbolism, yes.
so yeah. I think it's a pretty solid freaking like D tier, the lowest tier. Like I don't think
For
it's gonna go
sure.
any up than that.
Yeah.
Especially just you can go through it. Like nah. Some touch and roll.
It's okay.
I really like it.
Yeah, I actually really like touch and rolls goal.
I think A tier. That's obviously biased.
I would definitely say it's either lower A or upper B. Like it's kind
I'd
of
say
borderline for me.
upper B is fine.
You
The
see,
one thing, the thing is with this goal, does it change depending on the level you're on?
Ooh, that's
No.
the deciding
Does
factor.
it have a
doesn't.
goth
Okay.
variant? Is there a goth variant?
There's no document.
Okay,
it
D.
does stay the same.
I will say though that I think that's the proper evolution. I think they should have gone that way. I really like the
for sure.
direction that they were going.
I was
This is
just
like a
about to say
perfect mix
that.
of Monkey Ball 1 and like Banana Blitz style, honestly.
I
Yeah,
would agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
and
they
it
were
very much fits the art direction.
Like it has the Pokey Ball, it has to be A tier. Like
Yeah,
Hey, no timer though.
no.
But what about the N gauge? That has the party ball.
And the timer.
timer.
No compromises made. But yeah, I think they did a really good job of adapting that original goal design into a more kind of stylized, cartoonish aesthetic. And like Will said, I feel like they should have kept going in that direction. So I would probably just call that top of B tier.
The only real issue I can point out with it is that it is kind of small. Like it is a bit small. That's kind of it.
That's fair.
Besides that, I really have no issues with
Yeah.
the goal at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think solid high B tier, low A tier, like highest of B tier. I think is fair.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
All right, let's throw it there.
The Monkey Ball Adventure.
I think you gotta rank it low because it's ugly. Like it's not that bad to like play, but it's such a bad design. Like it kind of hurts the eyes.
I mean, it just looks like a worse version of the old design. So I guess it probably
I was
should be,
gonna
like,
say.
more B tier.
It's a poor facsimile because you look at like every detail and it just all looks wrong. Like the party ball looks like it's made out of metal or something.
Yeah.
The banner tape, it does not have like nearly the same amount of gift to it. It just kind of goes, and it's like you tried. I do kind of like the panel that they have the time on, but that's about all I can say.
I kinda like it.
Counterpoint, you can go for the gold tape, so C tier.
I'll give it a C. C sounds
That-
reasonable.
I kinda
it's
like
not
it.
Bad. Like the problem with it for me is that like with Monkey, I just don't like Monkey Ball's art style. Like as far as in relation to Monkey Ball, so just kind of like it feels kind of soulless a little bit. It's just kind of like we took Monkey
I
Ball
agree.
1, and that's it. Like we didn't do anything unique with it really, except for like it looking a bit steampunky. Like that's kind of what it did.
Yeah, that's
very
true.
Which is the worst kind of punk D tier.
Why couldn't they have made it pop punk?
I do think it's C tier though. Like it's not totally
I mean-
offensive, but it's not like great either.
I'd agree with that.
I kind of want to say C tier, but like I feel like the fact you can go for it kind of just ruins it. I feel like it needs to be D tier because of that. Like it doesn't even work.
I'd say C.
I feel like any
going
goal
off
you
the
can
design.
go for the goal tape on should be automatic D tier because it defeats the whole point.
I give it C to B, honestly, if I'm being quite honest.
Does this one change depending on the level theme?
Ooh.
They had
I
2 days to
don't know.
make this game, dude.
Think
I
so?
don't think so.
Yeah.
I'd be genuinely impressed if they actually did that.
Yeah,
That
if
would have
it-
been the saving grace.
Yeah, if it changes, I would put that in B. To be honest,
I-
because
I-
although
I
it
don't
looks
think
kind
it
of
should
ugly,
change.
it
I
does-
think the game has more problems than this goal. It's fine. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
go through it.
the
It's-
goal
it works.
matches the art style of the game itself. So like it's not like it looks weird in the game or anything. So in that
Right.
way, it kind of did its job right.
It's just kind of like comparing it to like if you didn't have prior experience, it probably looks fine. It just looks a little bit. I think particularly the goal tape just looks a little bit off from the previous games.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. It's fine.
It looks like it changed, or it looks like it's the same goal throughout the challenge mode.
Yeah.
I just placed it in D, like as far as compared to every Monkey Ball goals. I think it's
Yeah.
D tier.
I think it's a C. Like it's serviceable. It doesn't do anything special. It just is.
We'll call it low
We
C.
can
high
do
D.
like low C, I guess. If you
All right.
with that.
I argue mid C. Okay.
I would argue high
We'll
C.
see what else ends up in C tier.
I
Maybe.
see what you did there.
Okay. Okay. But Banana
I
Boy.
see.
I
Would
see.
Banana Blitz goes in Banana Blitz tier. We already know that.
It
one.
does. It does.
It is a literal circle. Like, good job. Really must have racked your brains. coming up
I've
with
never
that.
been a fan of it. It's a
Where
generic
is
looking
Banana
portal.
Blitz tier located then?
What?
Where's Banana Blitz tier located?
Below D.
On the tier list, where is it?
Below D.
It's the last one.
Okay, below D it is. We shall just say Banana Blitz tier and move on, I suppose.
I suppose.
It's just its own.
Not much else to say.
Not to get
Oh.
ahead of ourselves though, but is Banana Blitz's goal worse than 3D's?
It's like the same, isn't it?
Banana Blitz has a
yes.
portal in the middle, so it's at least a little bit more interesting.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Trust me.
Okay, so Banana Blitz can be high Banana Blitz tier, and we'll save low Banana Blitz tier.
All right.
I'd give it a D.
Step and roll.
Step and roll. I like step and rolls pretty good. I think it's a step in the right a step and a roll in the right direction, because it's kind of trying to combine Banana Blitz with the original idea. And while I don't think it matches the original games, I would call it a pretty decent step above Banana Blitz.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'd maybe call it
better.
a mid C.
Yeah,
I would argue that Touch and Roll did that better. But
I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
like, this is literally just a circle, and they just threw a gold tape and a Pokeball in it and called it a day. Like,
But they at least tried there.
Yeah.
It's a situation again where it matches the game that it's in, but when you compare it to the original games, it doesn't look good. But it looks good in the game it's in.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
on its own, it doesn't really look that good visually. It's just kind of like a circle with a piece of tape across it. Like,
I kind of
Okay.
like that they brought back the party ball and the tape. It's kind of like a good
Yeah.
mix.
this was the last appearance of the Pokeball.
Valiant attempt.
Oh no.
Also, like, I must say, I don't know what happened between Banana Blitz and Step and Roll, but I appreciate that they made the outer circle so, like, shiny. Like, it looks like it's out of Sonic Heroes. It's that amount of shiny.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I would call that a mid C tier. I don't know how you guys are feeling.
C, I mean, I guess C makes sense because it isn't like offensive, but it's not like great or anything.
Yeah.
The 3D goes in Banana Blitz tier. Anyway,
Yeah,
like,
low Banana Blitz tier. Very low. It's just nothing.
It really is, like, it does have gold tape, but that's, like, all it
you
has.
can't even see it.
And it's, like, it's just solid red. It's not very interesting looking. So I would put that in Banana Blitz.
Like, that Wings Banana Blitz had, like, the cool, like,
Yeah.
portal effect on it. Like, this has nothing. It's
This
just-
one's sub Banana
Yeah.
Blitz.
You can go to any like white suburban middle class family's garage and find a hula hoop that looks exactly like that.
Can confirm.
One thing I do appreciate about the Banana Blitz era goals is that they do show you what a goal is, like using the spiral thing above it. I did always appreciate that.
That's true. That's a good
Yeah,
touch.
I think that too. Although I don't think Banana Blitz has that, does it? It just
It does.
after Banana Blitz.
I know 3D has it, but I don't know. I think Steppenwolf also has it, but like Steppenwolf levels aren't that big, so it's not really an issue.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. Well, I don't. I totally
It's
trailed
embedded.
off there. I think it
Wait,
looks
this-
pretty good. Ranked goal.
This is
It's a
splits,
pretty
right?
good looking red circle.
Yeah, they try it, alright.
We're talking about splits, right?
3D.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we moved on.
No, not
They-
yet.
They
We're
saw the
getting
reviews.
So we'll agree on low Banana Blitz tier. Any arguments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got to
yeah.
be worse than Banana Blitz, I think.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
3D tier.
3D tier.
Just keep giving these games their own tiers.
Wait, we didn't
So-
even account for the fact that the goal is literally in 3D.
I guess.
Oh my god! It's a first for the franchise.
They did
you
it.
Can, you can see the red circle coming at you.
So what does Super Monkey Ball Secure Edition line this list?
That's
Sakura tier.
definitely like sub Sakura edition tier. It's worse than its own tier.
We're saying we say mid Banana Blitz tier.
Wait, which
Yeah.
picture are we looking at now? We're looking at the one with
Yeah,
the big
wait,
red
was
one?
there a picture of
no, no.
Sakura edition?
The bottom picture is Secure Edition.
The bottom
thought-
bit.
Oh, I mean
okay.
that's like fine. That's like it's
That's just
better
like
than
Banana
3D.
That's just Banana Blitz.
Say
Yeah.
Banana
Banana
Blitz
Blitz
tier.
tier.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's
notch
just
below
white.
Banana Blitz.
You know, I
Yeah,
do actually like EiEi's model there, though. That looks
not
pretty
bad.
cool. Yeah.
the aesthetic for that
Probably
game
the only
isn't
one I
too
fixed
bad. Yeah, I don't know. I like that Banana Blitz tier is now the most represented tier.
I would put it above 3D for having the portal effect on it, but it's still.
I
Banana
agree.
Blitz tier, where it belongs.
All right. Do we want to finish it off with well, I guess splits and
Monkey Ball
Ticket
Ticket Blitz. What do you- what
Oh,
do you
I
That's
think
think?
I
just
like
the
the
step and roll goal.
Splits is cool because it works with the whole time traveling mechanic that's in the game.
That's true. It's actually like very specifically tailored to the theme of that game, so I really like
I
that
think
about
Splits
it.
Yeah.
deserves like mid B tier or high B tier, one of those two.
Yeah, I'd rank it like maybe below touch and roll.
Like, I think that's
Yeah.
super. I think that's really clever that they put the clock in the middle like that.
Yeah, I do like that the outside
Yeah.
has like kind of like an alarm clock looking circle.
Yeah,
Okay, but you guys are forgetting the first 2 goals also had a clock on it, so checkmate.
that's true.
But that was a
Analog
digital
clock,
clock.
Yeah, that was a digital.
It's modern. Reject modernity, embrace tradition.
This is the friendship ending argument.
Our point of
Um,
contention is a banana splits clock.
You just hear stuff like breaking in the background, like no. I agree though. I think this deserves B tier, especially because like compared to a lot of the other goals below that, like this one has a lot of personality to it.
Yeah, this one definitely is a lot more unique than like Sweetie or Banana, like or Step and Roll.
I don't know,
For
not
sure.
really. I mean, it's just the red hoop. It has the clock in it. Like I put it in D. It's above Banana Blitz, obviously, but I wouldn't say
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
that's not better than like. I'd still say
There's
it's
like a
worse
clear
than
intent behind its design. It's not like Step and Roll. They're just like, let's take the Banana Blitz goal and add a goal tape to it. Like they actually did something with it.
I
Somewhat unique.
Guess.
What did we
but-
put in C tier?
Step and roll and adventure.
I don't know. I don't think this is better than Step and Roll Adventure. I can't say that.
No,
Ooh, there's some dissent.
Dissent here. I'm sorry.
All right, so maybe it's lower than because it seems like
So we're
there's.
going C tier.
I could throw it in C tier. I don't know where in C tier.
I'd
we
be
would
okay
put
with
it though.
that. I would be fine with
it
that.
would probably be bottom C tier for me, but
Yeah.
I would rank it above adventure, at least, but I don't know.
the
Yeah,
clock
I think
idea
above
is the
Adventure
one
is probably
original thing
below.
it has going for it.
So we're
Yeah.
saying above Adventure, below Step and Roll. Is that what we're saying?
I think that's reasonable. I don't know
Yeah.
how you guys feel about that.
That's reasonable.
All right, I got that tier list down. So yeah, we got it.
But guys, what about deluxe?
Put it on the screen. Oh my god, deluxe is both
PS2.
1 and 2. Oh god, no, please.
It's the same
So
goal.
what we're saying is obviously one is what I'm hearing because it has the potty ball. So
Sakura edition.
Banana Blitz tier.
does anyone want to argue against any of the placements before we conclude the segment?
The Flash game? It's like a line.
Oh, Flash game.
line.
It literally is just a line.
That's so. Well, yeah, because it's top down.
I will add. So what does that go? We putting that in D tier?
That goes Flash game too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll add a Flash game tier.
All right.
Final
Original
arrangement.
Monkey Ball?
What?
Original
Oh, arcade
Monkey Ball?
Ball? Does
Yeah,
that use a
arcade.
different goal?
Cut down the original Monkey Ball tier, don't we?
Every subsequent game gets its own tier. For the sake of time.
Just eliminating the point.
I'll just say, I think B tier is fair for that.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Super Monkey Ball 2 tier on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking Banana Blitz here.
Oh yeah.
Oofda. All right, so we have ranked all the goalposts, and I can say with confidence that that is something no one else has ever done.
I can also say with confidence that's 30 minutes of my life I will never get back.
Yeah, we're the first people to ever do this.
Yeah, this is a pretty niche tier list, I have to say.
EiEi Podcast, Super Monkey Tweets, breaking new ground. Power of teamwork. So, though we have picked this topic as well, there has been, I was going to say there's been some Monkey Ball news, but it's more been a disturbing lack of Monkey Ball news. There's
Yeah.
trouble in paradise.
more like
If you guys, clickbait, yes. If you guys are unaware,
Clickbait.
I'll try to sum this up briefly. There's a YouTuber who makes Monkey Ball content named Nick Robinson, and he made a video a while back where he found the original Monkey Ball announcer, Brian Matt. And since Brian Matt got found, he's been teasing like, oh, like there might be a new Monkey Ball game. I might be in it. And it seemed to be leading up to the Tokyo Game Show. He did not directly state, but he heavily implied that something would be shown at the Tokyo Game Show. Nothing was. for Monkey
I'm
Ball.
part of a Discord that he is in, and he pretty much explicitly said to tune into the game show because something was going to happen on like several occasions.
And this was exacerbated by Nick Robinson with a stream titled "Of the Day of the Reveal." He was saying that this was 100% going to be revealed, and he said it was a reaction to it, as thousands of
Super Monkey
fans.
Ball 3 reveal. Wait, retro. reveal.
Thousands of fans tuned in, as many were disappointed in the wee hours of the night, which wasn't necessarily the best look for any party, I think.
Yeah, Nick Robinson got very upset about Virtua Fighter. That's all I'm gonna say.
As one does.
Ninja Will and I made a video where we reacted to it. You should go watch that. But after Sega's piece at the Tokyo Game Show came and went with no Monkey Ball in sight, Nick got into contact with Brian, who said that he was in contact with some higher-ups at Sega and that the game had been delayed because of the current pandemic. And now we don't really know like what's going on.
We know that EiEi is COVID positive. He couldn't participate in this game yet. So
He tried. He just refused to wear a mask on set, and it really ended up hurting the aesthetic.
The ball didn't help.
No, the ball. It gets all over the ball. So like once you touch something. Actually, like they had the whole original cast from Monkey Ball back, but the party ball just wouldn't sign on, and so they couldn't do it. But yeah, so we figured we would kind of discuss the current goings on, maybe speculate a little bit, and just kind of see where we as Monkey Ball fans stand on the current situation with the supposed new game.
I think this kind of showcases why game publishers and developers don't normally talk about games until they're ready to show them, because like this has kind of been having stuff leaked about it by the Monkey Ball narrator, getting everybody's hopes up, and it's turned out to be for nothing. So yeah, this is probably why game developers are normally really quiet until they're actually ready to drop something.
first of all, I don't even know. I don't know how he's not breaking any NDAs by doing anything.
Yeah.
Throw that out there, but also I'm not sure how he even knows anything, because he said when he did the first two games that he didn't know like anything about the game. He just went in, did his lines, and left. So I mean, unless he's like really involved with it this time, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think like if he knows, again, depending upon how much he knows, because like you wouldn't think it would be as much as he seems to be letting on, but I think he seems to have pretty good intentions, but unfortunately, like I very much agree with Pixel, because he's been teasing this for I don't even know how long at this point, and there's still just nothing to show, which is really unfortunate, because I think
he said he was in a Zoom call with like Sega representatives or something.
Yeah, that was the morning of TGS.
Which sounds very, I don't know. I don't even know if like a voice actor would get that position.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Why would the Monkey Ball announcer be in a video call or whatever with Sega like representatives? Like, what? Surely he's already recorded his lines. He's probably got like 4 lines in the entire game.
And that kind of poses my theory that, you know, he's not breaking any NDA laws because there's a possibility that he doesn't really know what's happening and hasn't signed any NDA period.
Well, I do think that's probably a fair assessment, especially given like, you know, again, like in the case of the first 2 games, he had very, very little involvement, and so I question to what degree, like, he's really been let in on stuff this time.
And initially,
who has to speak first? So.
I originally assumed that they were using him as like viral marketing, which I thought was very smart, but now I don't know if that's even the case. It's like
that's kind of what I was thinking, yeah. Because that seems to be the move.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing as well. That like Sega were letting him drop information about it early, but that I'm not too sure either now. After all of this, I'm kind
The
of
whole
thinking
Zoom
that he's
call
gone
thing,
rogue.
the whole Zoom call thing, they kind of come across as like a bit of a cop out, saying that Nick was like right after trying to get contact with him. He's like, "Oh, I'm in a Zoom call." I was like, "Okay."
It's been canceled.
Very strange. Yeah, isn't that what you said like during the video? Like, what do you mean it's been canceled?
Yeah.
How
He's
does
like,
it just get canceled the literal night of the thing?
That would honestly be pretty.
He's posting like
hilarious.
hours before the reveal, and then he was like, "Yeah, they actually decided to pull it like last minute like, during the stream." What?
That's
Yeah,
one of the most suspect things to me. Is it's like, if it was decided that short notice, you'd figure like something would have had to have been ready, like a trailer or something. They couldn't have just taken out like the release date and been like, coming when it's coming.
Yeah.
That's just very odd.
Yeah, there's no reason they would have had to pull. Like, if it wasn't ready to show off yet, and it's being delayed, then why would they have not waited? Why not taking it out like way before? Like he was saying the night of, like, oh yeah, tune in tomorrow, and then he's like, oh, never mind, they just pulled it. I was like, okay, all right, I see.
I mean, my thoughts on this as well is that Banana Blitz HD came out in 2019, right? Like a year ago.
Yeah.
So that would mean if there was a new one, it would have only have had probably less than a year's worth of development. So would it be ready to show now anyway? Like, surely we would want it to have a longer development time than that so that it was good, you know?
Tying to my theory that I had at the time, where it was like Banana Blitz HD was kind of just like a publicity stunt when it was like an actual release.
I do think one Banana Blitz HD, like to some degree, was just totally testing the waters. It did not have it had a very, very short development time, but also too, I do think the point about like having it have a longer development time is valid, but some Monkey Ball games that have turned out pretty good in the past, particularly Super Monkey Ball 2, got like a year or less.
That is true, but they already had the engine for that, I guess.
Even the first game had a pretty short development time. Like, even the first game. did not have
I kind of wonder though, because the original like ethos of Monkey Ball was like, can we make a game on a really like short development time with a really small budget? And like, so Monkey Ball like isn't necessarily super hard to develop for, or at least it's not at the core, but I wonder to what degree a new game would be different enough to like necessitate a longer development time.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know
Monkey Ball Adventure
much
2?
about this game. Dude!
A new monkey named Shadow the Monkey pops up.
Dude, Super Monkey Ball Adventure 2 Battle!
That'd be so nice.
Dude, Mimi gets in the mech.
That means we're only 4 years out from Monkey Ball 06, though. So watch
few
out.
months later, they release a broken port of the first game, Super Monkey Ball Adventure DX.
Super Monkey Ball Boom Rise of Lyric.
Oh, we count Banana Blitz as Monkey Ball 06, so no.
Remember that time EiEi
Not glitchy enough.
Princess? That was pretty bad.
I think Monkey Ball Adventure might be analogous to 06.
Yeah, actually.
I
can see
And
that.
it was the first step,
Adventure 06.
so
It's not as bad as 06.
Oh
I will say
no,
that.
just because it's like they're both like a very. Sonic 06 kind of reminds me of an adventure game anyway, but
Right.
but also like it's one of those cases where, oh god, how do I say words?
The eternal human struggle.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like one of those weird cases where it just like it didn't review well at all. It didn't sell well. Well, I mean, Sonic 06 sold well, but
Right.
and also just the box art both has the main character running towards the screen.
Well,
Yeah.
I do think both of those games, in addition to what you said, they both kind of are like, we're going to take this franchise in a totally different direction. And both of them kind of are, to some degree, are trying to be like,
realistic.
well, it's limited saying like, oh, Monkey Ball Adventure is more realistic. But it's like, it's got a darker aesthetic compared to the first two games, definitely.
They also both Sonic 06 and Monkey Ball Adventure both have a king in it. So,
Oh.
The same game. Oh my god.
literally.
I want to see.
religion in them.
The main difference with Adventure is that it's a spin-off, but yeah. We should probably get back on topic.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I kinda forgot.
What, you don't want to talk about Monkey Ball Adventure 3?
Okay.
That's actually what just gets announced instead.
They skipped the second one. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of to circle back around, like that's kind of why I don't. It's hard to say fully how long of a development cycle this game would need, because we don't super know what it's because we can assume like, oh, it's just regular Monkey Ball gameplay, but we don't know what they're doing for the engine or what they're doing in terms of like how much content or even what the content is.
Exactly.
Should
Yeah.
we an EiEi podcast episode if we don't get sidetracked to Adventure for 10 minutes?
No, Adventure is a topic of conversation every episode without fail.
I was going to mention the rise of petitions about Brian Mack getting credited in the original games.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I do think that's interesting that he brought out those petitions, like, and again, like I don't think like he's necessarily wrong for doing so. I obviously think it's good for people to be credited. I just think it's kind of weird that it comes up at the same time he's supposedly employed.
Yeah. I mean, another thing with this, how is he going to be credited in a game that was released like 15 years ago? Like, he's not going to get his name put in the credits now, is he?
It's not really,
Well, right.
Dude, how's he gonna be credited for Monkey Ball Engage? Like,
Yeah.
God damn it, Nokia!
Everybody returned the discs, and they're going
I also think there's a possibility with this that, like, what if it's not even a new game? What if it's just like ports of 1 and 2, which is originally what the rumors started out as? It's not like Brian Matt has, been too open with what this project even is. They could have had him come by. We don't really know what it is. Rumors.
I mean, to be honest, if it was just a straight up remaster of 1 and 2, I would be pretty happy with that, to be honest. Like, especially if they did make some tweaks to it, maybe added like online leaderboards and just like the basic stuff like that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would too, but I don't think it is, because why would they need him to redo his lines? It's not like it's not like it's like an N64 or PlayStation game where like the audio is like outdated. Like, it sounds up to today's standards, really.
so they do have the the original audio clips probably.
Oh well, right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it is something like, especially if it's like analogous to BBHD, like they didn't need to have anyone re-record anything for that game. But I mean, the alternative is it could be like a more, if it's not a wholly original game, it could be a more in-depth sort of remake. Which I could see. Like, I would be completely fine with ports of 1 and 2. That's what I was kind of expecting when
especially in the
rumors about BBHD started happening. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Because that's kind of what everyone wanted, but
They put up polls and everything.
Not all the Monkey Ball retro rumors out there. Now the expectations have been raised like way too high. So it's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
agree.
also think at this point we can't trust Brian Matt. Like, he's shown literally no reason to trust him. I feel like his credibility is like kind of becoming shattered a bit, and I feel like at this point, like, we may as well be at square one, because his words are not coming to fruition at this point, I think.
But we're back in 2013 after there's been no Monkey Ball for a year.
I agree. Like, again, like, I don't think he necessarily has bad intentions. I think it's just like he doesn't seem to really know what is happening with the game, and I would rather wait for an announcement from Sega that's just like, yes, it's happening, it's coming out like whenever, then kind of place all these hopes on something where it's like, well, we don't know when it's coming out. Like, it could be like a week, a month, a year, it could get canceled. Like, that's kind of been my thing with Brian, is like, it's cool that he's interacting with the fan community.
Yeah, it's super cool.
and,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, like, I have no ill will towards him. It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's unfortunate. It's just like, because initially when he started talking about it, it's like everyone got really excited, and like, yeah, no, I was super excited, but it's been very hard to maintain that excitement,
Yeah.
just because, like you said, it doesn't seem like it feels like we're kind of being set up for disappointment.
When you look at Sega's I mean, Sonic's kind of in the same boat this year. When you look at it, like there seems to be like kind of fake announcements floating by, like the announcement of the announcement. So it kind of, also poses the question, with this being the year of COVID and everyone working from home, is Sega just not adapting well, and every project is just kind of in its own development hell right now?
Considering Sega hasn't known how to adapt to anything since like 1995, I'm gonna go with a no on that one.
I was gonna say, I don't know like what they've really released or talked about recently that isn't just like developed out of house, because they've been like, oh yeah, Streets of Rage 4 came out. They're making a new Alex Kidd, but it's like those aren't being developed in house.
Yeah.
The only thing that I might just be out of touch, but the only things I've heard about from TGS are like, there's like a Vocaloid mobile game, and they're updating Phantasy Star Online too.
And what the heck the thing with Virtual Fighter is that nobody really knows.
Yeah, and that's another thing where it's like, oh, they announced it, but we don't really know.
Like, is it a new game? Like a new competitive league? Like, what is it?
Right. We don't know if it's a port of an old game or what.
I think the main difference with Sonic and Monkey Ball is that Vine Drummond isn't on Twitter like, guys, there's gonna be something, guys.
Yeah. Oh my god, could you imagine? People would lose their minds.
Yeah, he actually did the opposite. He went on Twitter not too long ago and said he has not been contacted anything about an Adventure remake. So
super clarified, which is nice.
Almost.
Although
I'll say for sorry, I wasn't interrupting anyone, was I?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, cool. The thing with like Brian Matt is I just kind of think he's like, I think he actually is working on something, or at least, my benefit of the doubt. Like, I think he's just kind of really excited about the project, and just communication is so sparse and like unknown right now on kind of what's definite and indefinite, especially with making games. I think to begin with, Monkey Ball was always kind of like a smaller side thing for Sega, so I don't think their priorities would really be on Monkey Ball right now. But
no, I think I agree on on especially with Brian, because like even after Nick had initially found him, like he made a YouTube channel. He talked with Nick on stream a bit, and it's clear he was really enthusiastic that this thing he just did like 20 years ago, like so many people were fans of it. And so I think, he's like, oh, like if there's something new, like to talk to this fan community about, like absolutely, like. And I mean, I must say, that's something I think that I can relate to, is like having a project I'm excited about and just hyping it up.
Yeah, exactly.
The main issue with it is just that, like, by trying to share information with the fans, it's only kind of been hurting his reputation more, and he should probably.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm sure it sounds like he has the best intentions, but we don't really know what's going on.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's becoming kind of a situation of like, he's a super nice guy. I'm not trying to to call him out and be mean, but it is kind of becoming a situation of the boy who cried wolf, and saying a lot of things that just don't come to fruition. And also he's pretty vague with how he words things, which I think makes things a bit worse. Sure. Which may be because he signed a thing.
Yeah, we don't know how much he knows or how much he can say, I guess.
Yeah, so I think as much as it seems like the community kind of knows something is happening, I almost feel like we know nothing is happening at the same time. It's kind of in a weird, awkward spot.
That's why it's
brick wall and just everything.
I guess at least it's being talked about, though. Like that's important because it means that Sega will be paying attention to that. Like even if nothing was even in development to begin with, which I doubt. I think there is something in development, but either way, it's gonna like get them listening to what people want.
I definitely think so. Especially like you could see like even in places like their TGS stream, it started out like, oh yeah, everyone's just watching Sega's show, and eventually the chat completely devolved into a stream of where's Monkey Ball, where's Sonic, where's Monkey Ball. Like the only two things people were talking about are Sonic, Sega's biggest franchise, and Monkey Ball. So, like,
Super Monkey Ball game, me.
the copy pasta.
Yeah.
You get game to me.
So, when are we thinking this is going to be announced? If this thing is real, because my theory at this point would be
within the next 15 years.
yeah,
I would say like
yeah,
I would say like maybe next year.
yeah. I would go as far as to say that it will probably be announced in a Nintendo Direct next year, because that seems
could
that
see
would
it.
fit with the like tone of what Nintendo do. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say, like, before TGS, I would have expected it by the end of this year. But
Yeah.
I think that's not realistic at this point. I would say, maybe not super early next year, but I'd say before summer.
When did Banana Bullets HD come out?
Hopefully. I think October or November of last year, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch this be the case. It comes out. It's like the greatest Super Monkey Ball game of all time, and it's Xbox exclusive. Xbox exclusive.
No.
Oh,
I would
my
buy
God.
an. I think Will asked me once. He was like, "What would you do if like Microsoft bought Sega and the next Monkey Ball was Xbox exclusive?" And I was like, "Well, I would buy an Xbox."
You'd be one of the 2 people buying a copy.
Exactly. That's how I feel whenever I see the Xbox One version of Banana Blitz HD like on a store shelf. I'm just like, who is this for?
Whenever I see any like cartoony game on an Xbox, I'm just like, yeah, 2 people bought that.
Especially if it's not the original Xbox. Yeah.
The only version of Deluxe worth playing is a Xbox exclusive, I guess.
Exactly.
That's ironic. Yeah, that's true.
I bought an N-Gage and I still wouldn't buy an Xbox. So.
Well, I mean, an N-Gage is worth like pocket change. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy an N-Gage right now.
Me too.
don't
Just kidding.
you tempted him.
How would everybody feel if Monkey Ball was a Switch exclusive?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
Next podcast is Monkey Ball N-Gage.
Oh yeah.
We all have to buy N-Gages now. I think realistically though, I think personally like the best move to do would be it's kind of the same thing Banana Blitz HD had where it's multi-plat, maybe skip Xbox though. But like if it's gonna be exclusive to anything, I think Switch is where Monkey Ball's audience is, if
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
PC.
I definitely think that it would be an interesting strategy to make it a Switch exclusive, because then you would get Nintendo promoting it more heavily, because they'd obviously be making a lot more money off of it. So, I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
That'd probably be a good way to go if they were going to make it exclusive.
And then, instead of unlocking Sonic, you can unlock Mario.
And it's portable, so I mean that's even
Yeah.
better. So
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, if Sega can generate enough hype for Monkey Ball and a bunch of losers can make a Monkey Ball podcast, I think they're doing something great. So I think that's the moral of the story.
Sega, if you want
Yeah.
the podcast to go down, release a new Super Monkey Ball game and just ask.
We get an
Can you
NDA.
imagine if Sega legal contacts us, like, can you take down like the podcast? We don't really want people like using our franchise, and we're just like, announce the game.
We get a DMCA.
Could you imagine? Like we become notable enough that Sega's like, no, we're gonna have to buy at Super Monkey Tweets from you. Like, I'm sorry, it's really important for promoting the new game.
Here's $20. Okay, thanks.
Done.
You're all,
Just
yes!
give me a copy of the new game.
You can just purchase at Super Monkey Ball since they aren't using it anyway.
They PayPal you
That's true,
$10.
they're
You're like, yes.
Literally, the last update to at Super Monkey Ball was they changed the description to promote like Secure Edition being re-added. That was literally it.
Oh yeah, they like had to make a new Twitter account for BBHD, and it just I was just like, did someone lose the password?
Wait, they did it. They promoted Secure Edition, so they just don't want to use it, I guess.
I like how they made a whole new account for it.
It was like 2018 or something.
Oh, that's
Like, that was
funny.
recent.
Well, why have you just sent me a N-Gage magazine advertisement on eBay?
Found an
What are you trying to
N-Gage,
do,
an
Will?
N-Gage poster for $14.
Will,
Why are you derailing this
You gotta
podcast,
stop this.
Engage?
There's gonna be an
What?
Engage
You
centric
think-
episode one day, and we're gonna like it.
What if Sega Legal did find our podcast and they started laughing? Or like they actually have a Monkey Ball podcast?
You said that, and I thought like you meant they'd be like mocking us, like
That's what I thought too.
EE Podcast. What a dumb name.
They got trademark the name.
Yeah. They make the new game called like EE Podcast.
Wow,
and send us a
I would
cease and
directly
desist
name
as a
the
joke.
game at that point.
Yeah, they make the game that name just so that they have a reason to take us down.
We get like a comment from the official like Sega Legal like YouTube account, and it's just like your dicks are small.
They're just sending us ad hominin.
Yeah. We have taken EiEi out back and killed him because of your actions.
No.
No.
So, and
No.
the story. Tokyo Game Show existed. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
It was fun. There was no monkey ball.
TLDR, nothing happened.
That was the monkey ball news. Is nothing happened.
Anybody has any closing thoughts on
It's all
Tokyo Game
gone.
Show and/or the goals? Just say it now.
I would personally put 2020's Tokyo Game Show in the Banana Blitz tier.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3D tier on that one.
How the rest of you guys feeling on that?
Hey, but they were showing the history of the Sega consoles.
They didn't show Monkey Ball Arcade game. So
They showed all their arcade, like a bunch of arcade machines, but not Monkey Ball Arcade.
How sad.
Were they like Naomi 2 ones as well, or?
I'm trying to remember if they got up that far. No, I think they did show some. Like,
They showed a more
videos
modern
and
one.
stuff, so that would make sense.
Like an
There was,
03
an
machine.
arcade one from like 2004 or something. They showed that off.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, that's right.
It's true.
Yeah. They had a 32X in the background, but they couldn't be bothered to show EiEi's face one time.
Yeah.
And then you look in the background and it's Ticket Blitz or
Ticket
whatever.
Blitz. Oh no, do you know what the real crime was in the background? Sorry to go off topic at the very end, but in the background of their set they had a bunch of Sega consoles, and for some reason there was just a Peppa Pig plush, and I don't know
Oh yeah!
New playable character.
It's just in there for no reason.
They were teasing Super Peppa Ball.
They're now, yeah,
That would be hilarious, and I would buy 3 copies.
All for Xbox One.
Yep. Yeah, for the
Well,
Xbox
yeah,
One
anything,
specifically.
Any closing statements for us, since you are the guest of today's episode?
I really love bananas.
Me too.
I think that's an opinion we can all agree on.
Definitely.
Everyone follow Super Monkey Tweets on Twitter. They run a very good account. They have many good memes. They're working on a Monkey Ball 2 video. They're really good. If you're on Twitter, you will love that account.
Bananas.
Maybe.
They enjoy them.